So in this lesson, we're going to be learning that little intro solo from Stevie Ray Vaughan's Texas Flood. This is our lick of the week. I thought this was not only a good example of Stevie Ray Vaughan's playing, it has some good kind of bluesy chords, some different licks and bends, and just good overall, a lot of little things in there that you can apply to your own blues improv. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is when you're playing in the style of Stevie Ray Vaughan, you got to tune down a half step. So we're tuning our E string to a D sharp, our B string to an A sharp, our G string to F sharp, our D string to C sharp, A string to G sharp, and our low E string to D sharp. I'm using the neck pickup on my Strat to get as close to the sound as I can. I got a little bit of overdrive on my OCD pedal, just a little bit. And I got the gain on my matchless amp at about 11 o'clock, okay? So that's kind of how I'm getting that tone. So it starts out with these chords. It's a little so that's a nice little bluesy kind of lick that you can use. So it starts on the D, on the 5th fret of the A string, 5, 7, and then 5 on the D string. Then we're going to go, you're going to bar the 3rd fret of the D, G, B, and E strings, and you're going to do a hammer-on the 4th fret of the G string, making it a G7 chord. It's real common in blues to do this. Then you're going to bar the 5th fret, D, G, and B strings, and go back. So you're going to end on the 5th fret of the D string, which is our root note. Okay, then he plays that chord. So it's all he did there is he's playing, instead of a G7, a G dominant 7, he's playing a G6. So that's 5th fret D, 4th fret G, 5th fret B. So it's a little jazzier kind of tone. Okay, then he's going to do basically the same lick going up to the 4 chord in C. So same lick, but we're now on the D and G strings. 5, 7, and then 5 on the G. You could do the same thing here. 10, 12, 10 on the A and D string. Same notes. Then we do the same lick on C, so now we're on the 8th fret. So we have. Now this time, instead of going to a 6th chord, like that, he's going to go way up here to the 15th fret. Okay, that's going to be, let me tune here again, and I'll show you exactly what that is. So all he's doing is playing the upper register notes of a 9 chord. So a 9 chord. We're all familiar with a 9 chord. On C, let's do an octave lower for now. So we got 3rd fret, 2nd fret, and then you bar G, B, and E strings on the same fret as your root note here. But he's doing it way up here on on the 15th fret. But he's just playing the higher notes. And he's sliding down. So now, let's go back and do the whole thing. Okay, now we got this monster cool pentatonic lick, okay? It's fast. It goes. And we end on the 5 chord. That's our turnaround to start the blues changes again. So what we have there, we have a classic blues lick. So you're bending the 5th fret of the G string, barring the 3rd fret, B and E, going right down them. Like that. And then we're going 6-3. Then we're going to the 5th fret, which is not typically part of a pentatonic minor scale, right? He's throwing in, it's equivalent to making a 7 chord, a 9 chord. It's the 2nd or 9th interval. 2nd, 9 are the same. It's just the 9 is the 2nd octave of the scale. So you're in essence making that chord a 9 chord. So we have then he does a pull off, a hammer on pull off, 3 to 5, still playing around that note. Then we do a bend on the 6th fret. So we have oh, sorry, 6 on the B, back to the 3rd fret E. So whoops. Now we do a big bend on the 6th fret, high E string. Then release, then 3rd fret. And then you got to roll your index finger over and grab the 3rd fret of the B string. So we have then we have a bend on the 5th fret G string. Try to get some vibrato in there. Then we have a full bend also on the 3rd fret of the G string. So we have then we have 5th fret G, a D, twice, to the 3rd fret G string, and then we have a little chromatic walk up to the 5 chord for the turnaround. And you're just playing a simple D dominant 7 chord there. I'm just picking, that's just the 4 and the 5, while this one's ringing out, while your root note's ringing out. So, okay, so now that we know the lick, I want to talk a little bit about some little articulations. When trying to get his style, It's important. He plays really hard a lot of times. I think that's part of the reason why he might tune down a half step. It's probably for his vocal as well, but tuning down a half step makes the strings, it lessens the tension on the strings, so it makes bending and vibrato a little easier, especially up here, or down here lower on the neck. Lots of vibrato with him, and he really digs in. He plays hard. Okay, so that's part of his style in getting that down. So the vibrato, everybody does this different. I like to kind of rest my palm right here on the bottom of the neck. It gives me a pivot point, and then I can really dig in. To do the vibrato. It's just something that takes practice, okay? So we have So I think the things to note here are that's a really cool and common intro kind of lick or part of a blues, kind of a rhythm guitar playing thing that you can play in your blues. It's the same as going, it's a majory kind of thing. And then this, that little move of hammering down the dominant seventh, that's the third of a dominant 7 chord. And then going there and back, that you hear that all the time in blues, It's really common, so that's nice. It shows you some different kinds of chords to play over the same, over the 1 chord. You can play a dominant 7, you can play the 6, you can play a 9. I'm sorry, that would be the C9, but you can play a 9 like he does on the C up here high. You could play that for a G here, wherever your G9 is. So you could do that. It's just kind of showing you things that you can apply in your own playing. I'm just barring that 15th fret there. I'm doing it with my 3rd finger because it gives me a little more time to get set up when I go back to do this. And this all, is pretty much just pentatonic minor stuff, but that is a big part of his style. He'll play that. He'll do that little thing where he plays the 9 or the 2nd interval of the key we're in. He does it, most of the time I hear him either do it on the 1 chord, or even more he does it when you get to the 5 chord, because it's part of a D9, so that would be our 5 chord. It's the 5th interval for that chord. And then that little walk up to the 5 is kind of a classic blues thing too. And you don't always have to just go. It's nice to hit that one note by itself. Okay, so there you have it. I hope you kind of grab some little nuggets for your improv vocabulary here. That was the objective of the lesson. And we might move on and kind of maybe learn this whole intro solo piece by piece as part of the Lick of the Week series, because I just think there's a lot of cool stuff, not just to get the style of Stevie Ray Vaughan, but just in your blues playing in general. So there you have it. That's Lick of the Week, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood.